What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with Me, and welcome to a video talking about, as you can see from the title, brand new old games. Now, what I mean by that is a game like this. You may be asking, this is just Chibi Robo Ziplash. But if you look closer, don't know if you could quite tell, but this game, I can't open it. It's closed. It is literally sealed shut. It's still got the barcode and everything, like legit. This is a unopened copy of Chibi Robo Ziplash. And you may be thinking, why? Why do you have a unopened copy of Chibi Robo Ziplash? The reason that I have a unopened copy of Chibi Robo Ziplash is because I already have a opened copy, another copy, my first copy of Chibi Robo Ziplash. And you may be wondering even more, why do you have two copies of Chibi Robo Ziplash? Now the reason is, it's a pretty funny story. So I have a pretty big wish list of video games that I want to pick up one day from the years of 1985 to like 2019. Games that I've missed, games that I just haven't been able to buy, games that when I was younger I just didn't have the money, games that, just passed me by, or of course games that I wasn't even alive for. And so one of them is not Chibi Robo Ziplash. I already own that game. But my parents, for Christmas, they like to get me a few of those games. And one of those games on the wish list was Chibi Robo. And then I also have like Chibi Robo Park Patrol, stuff like that. Basically, what I'm saying is they bought the wrong game. They instead bought Chibi Robo Ziplash. And I opened it up and I was like, oh, I already own this game. And they're like, what? Ooh, but it was on the list. I'm like, yeah, Chibi Robo. And I have it listed by years. And it definitely was not no 2015. I literally just wrote Chibi Robo. It's not Chibi Robo Ziplash. They normally get those things right, but it was the one time they didn't, and that's fine. I thought it was funny to be like, all right, well, you know what, I'm gonna just keep this though, because it's an unopened copy of Chibi Robo Ziplash. I don't know, that's kind of pretty funny. And you may be wondering, well, when did you get this game? Was it like 2016? No, I started really collecting those games off my wishlist probably about 2 years ago. And, well, I got this like only 7 months ago for Christmas. Yes, that is right. Someone kept this game for 5 years. I guess it would be 5 years. Never opened it and sold it. I think that's crazy. And that's what the topic of this video really is about. It's not going to be a super long one, but just want to talk about the fact that there are so many games out there, video games, and you could talk about any forms of media, but we're talking about video games that are literally decades old and they've never been opened. These are things that are meant to be opened, played with, enjoyed, but instead a lot of them become collector's items and they say, yeah, we're keeping it. Some people buy maybe multiple. I'm sure there's someone that buys, every time they buy a video game, they also buy a second copy just to seal it and sell it one day. And I'm sure, because really the only reason you keep a sealed copy of a game is if you're going to sell it. Or if you're a collector and you just want to do that, but meanwhile you're probably going to sell it eventually. I don't know. I feel like unless it's a super rare game like Earthbound, sealed new, I understand that, but you probably didn't know it was that rare unless you were alive during that time. Those copies do not have stories really. You know what I mean? Every copy that is opened has a story to tell. Whether it be me and my copy of like Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, that game is opened, it's been used many times, but it still looks really clean and stuff, and not like it's destroyed or anything. But what it is, it has a story, man. Yeah, this copy of Mario Kart 8, I left school early just to go pick it up, and I played so much of it, and then I had to go on vacation. I was so sad that I had to leave Mario Kart 8 behind, and then I had to wait a week till I could play it again. Just a short story, but it has a story. This copy of Chibi Robo Ziplash has no story whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong. To be fair, it's not like this copy has a story. This copy, I picked up day one, but really, I only wanted the Chibi Robo amiibo. I was going to play this game eventually. It'll be an episode on the backlog one day. But I guess that's to be fair, I guess that's the story, right? That I wanted to get the Chibi Robo amiibo. And so that's why I picked it up. And perhaps that's the same reason they had this game too, the person who owns this one. Who knows? I'm someone that once I get a game, I open it up right away. I don't play it right away, maybe not, but I definitely open it up right away. I like to see the insides, whatever there's artwork or, anything. But I know someone like my good friend Terminator Juice, he still has sealed copies of a few things, and I don't know why. I think it's just for him, it's if I'm not playing it, I'm not going to open it right now. Understandable. I just like, immediately opening it up and just opening it. I like to open it to just see what's going on in there. A lot of times it's nothing, but let me see the disc. Let me see the art cover. Let me just see. I want to see it. I have it in my hands. I might as well open it. Meanwhile, a lot of these get pretty damn expensive. For instance, literally, it was funny because it was only like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that an unsealed copy of Super Mario 64, this game that's not rare at all, got graded or something. Like, so essentially you could eventually grade games and see what their quality is, and it got like a 9.8 out of 10 and sold for over $1 million or something like that. It's like, what? Excuse me? How in the world did that copy of Super Mario 64 stay unopened for so many decades? It is crazy to me. And it's not like that's not the norm. If you look up game new and you go on eBay and you put in where a condition is new, there are so many unsealed copies of so many games. And hey man, one thing that I will say, that helps me out a lot. Yes, those versions are more expensive, sometimes a bit more expensive. If they're way too more expensive, I don't buy the brand new sealed copies. But if they're like under like the retail price, I usually just pick up the brand new copies. Literally in the past few months, I've actually picked up these games brand new. Blinks, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, The Conduit, Borderlands The Handsome Collection, Resident Evil 5, Samba de Amigo, Man of Medan, Resistance Fall of Man, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Rage 2, Boom Blocks Bash Party, and on and on. Obviously, like the earliest one is probably Blinks. That's like the Xbox one. I don't think there's any other one that was earlier than that. But like, there's so many games that you could pick up that are just decades old and they have never been opened. They've never been touched inside, man. They've never been felt the hand of a human hand. They've never been played. I'm here to rescue them. I'm like the ASPCA, man. I'm here to rescue these games and play them. Not now, probably in years from now, but they're at least gonna smell fresh air, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying there's anything bad about keeping something brand new in there sealed. I know a lot of people probably have heated discussions like, no, don't buy the game, that's bullshit, you're keeping copies from other people. And I get the idea of saying that, but it is what it is. That same person that buy a copy might not even play the game, or they played for 5 minutes and they're like, oh man, I really enjoyed it, I had a lot of fun. Meanwhile, they didn't play 10% of it. It is what it is. But I just find it super interesting that, you could shop online and you just find so many games that are sealed. And it's so cool. So like one of them I got for Christmas was Sneak King. Sneak King is a game that literally was made by Burger King. And you play as the Burger King guy, the mascot, and you like sneak around. It's like some stealth game or whatever. It apparently came with, food items in specific, Burger Kings, which is interesting enough. This I got for Christmas, but it was a brand new copy, and so it came with this, and I thought this was super cool. This is an ad for Burger King, right? Give the gift of beef, and it's advertising the Crown card, which, funny enough, I'm pretty sure this was from 2006. Like this advertisement never saw the light of day. I don't even know if they give away the BK Crown card anymore. I doubt they do. 2006, man. And everything's all nice and clean. But it's like, that's insanity to me, Just this advertisement that's meant to be advertising something else was never seen until that shit was discontinued. And you see it all the time with those older games. There's advertising magazines that don't even exist anymore. They stopped publication years ago. And I love seeing those. And if you don't buy a new copy of those, a lot of time those are actually thrown out. A lot of people don't keep them. But when you buy original Xbox games, original PlayStation 2 games, original GameCube games, stuff like that, or even Wii games. They advertise Club Nintendo, Nintendo Power, things that are gone, you know, that don't exist anymore. And I always love that, to see that. I'd be like, whoa. Again, a lot of other people would probably take that and throw it out eventually, which I don't get why. Just keep it in the damn box, man. Who cares? But no, I love it, you know. And now this, see how clean it is, how nice it looks. It's gonna stay that clean for forever, unless something, you know, really happens where I don't know, I take it with me one day and it falls. The likelihood is always gonna stay in this condition, man. And because I take very good care of my things. For one, you just don't touch them. They're not gonna you don't touch them. You keep them on a shelf. Nothing's gonna happen to them. But it's like, you know, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. So yeah, that's why I could only imagine checking out a Super Nintendo game, brand new. I'm sure there's a lot of juicy stuff in those games, but it is what it is. I just wanted to talk about that. I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting. I think it's cool. You go on eBay, you go on anything, you look up new, brand new, and there's a bunch. Look, if I had the money, if I was a millionaire, you know, I don't know. I guess I don't have to be a millionaire. If I made like $200,000 a year, some shit, even $100,000 a year, probably, I would totally buy brand new copies all the time. Like, I'm just being honest. It makes it nice and cool. The first person who plays that game is you. It's going to be an awesome quality. You know, there's not going to be any scratches, nothing. And it's not like I buy anything with scratches, but you know, you could tell they've been used. There's something, some minor thing that technically you could tell that it's been used. But with brand new copies, I mean, the only mark that will be your own fingerprints. You know, so I think that's really damn great. And shout out to anyone who can do that all the time, hey man. That's cool. But you know, when you get to the older games, I can't. They start to get to hundreds of dollars and stuff, and it's like, all right, well, you could just go a step down and you could get it for half that price, maybe even more than half that price, and it's still really good condition, and you can't even tell that it's not brand new, you know. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just get that. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below. Do you have any games that are unopened, still sealed? Why do you do that? Is it just for collecting purposes, as in trying to resell it? Because the likelihood is you really care about the condition, you're probably going to try to resell it one day. That's a very likely scenario, and I understand someone like me will pick it up one of these days. So hey, let me know. Anyone that does do that, I think it's also fine, because it helps me out, right? In the future, it helps the people 10 years down the road out that whoever wants to get a brand new condition. So cool at the same time. You know, it is what it is. Let me know down in the comments below how many copies you got of games that are sealed. Let me know why. Tell me their story, their unknown story, their story that doesn't really exist. So yeah, let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Writing, recording until 4 in the morning. Fighting toward a horde, ain't no avoiding. Fighting for my swarm, a hornet. Flying, swarming high, sure will be soaring.